Yo, we have got a big video right now. Sauron, the First Age explored. I believe there's a second age and a third age one. So let me know in the comments if you want me to react to all of them. All I know from Sauron is everything that I've seen in the Silmarillion lore and I hope I'm saying that right. And second age lore. And obviously, you know, what we see in the movies. But still after all that, a very mysterious individual. Um So yeah, I'm excited to learn a lot more about this evil Goliath. Like and subscribe for more Lord of the Rings content. And even if you let me know in the comments what videos you want me to react to, I'd really appreciate it. Let's get into this. Well, this is getting copyrighted. God, that
Hey
was
guys,
badass.
what
I
is
need
up?
to watch The Hobbit.
Me out here
I need to
with
watch The
Comics
Hobbit.
Explained. And today, we're going to be looking at Sauron, the main antagonist of the Lord of the Rings. I've got
Okay.
my friend Heath, who is an expert on Tolkien, to do some research on the First and Second Age, and to write this up, as promised. So special thanks must go to him for this one. What I'm going to do is release this in two parts, respectively covering the First and Second Age in each segment. In the beginning, Sauron was one of the Maiar, the lesser gods that served as servants and helpers to the 14 Valar, the ruling gods of the Middle-earth pantheon. He served Aiol, the god of the earth and the first smith. Sauron learned the crafts that he would use to create the One Ring from Aiol, but the first Dark Lord, Melkor, was jealous of Aiol, which is perhaps why he chose to seduce Sauron and make him a servant of evil. Sauron, also known as Garthor the Cruel, grew to become second in command to Melkor, also known as Morgoth, and it is said that, in all the deeds of Melkor the Morgoth, Sauron had a part and was only less evil than his master, in that, for long he served another and not himself. Together, Morgoth and Sauron all but conquered all of Middle-earth in the First Age, and were only defeated at the 11th hour when the gods received an emissary from elves and men in the form of Arendelle the Mariner, who landed on the shores of Valinor, the home of the gods, and asked the gods to return to Middle-earth and intercede, which they did, sinking half a continent in the process. Sauron in the First Age was very different from the armor-clad, mace-wielding behemoth that we're familiar with from the Lord of the Rings. He was a sorcerer of dreadful power, master of shadows, and of phantoms, foul in wisdom, cruel in strength, misshapen what he touched, twisting what he ruled, Lord of the Werewolves. After what is known as Dagor Bragollach, or Battle of Sudden Flame, the fourth great battle of the First Age, Sauron took over an isle called Tol Sirion, and renamed it Tolin Goruth, the Isle of Werewolves, and made it a watchtower for Morgoth that none could pass without Sauron knowing about it. In probably the most famous story of the First Age, the story of Beren and Luthien. Beren, a man, Finron Felagund, the elven High King of Noldor, and 10 companions tried to sneak past the Isle of Werewolves disguised as orcs. Sauron may not have had a giant eye on top of a watchtower back then, but he still had a tower and could see well enough to be suspicious. He went down himself to question them, and thus befell the contest of Sauron and Felagund. They fought with songs of power. In the Middle-earth creation myths,
It's like they had a rap battle.
Ilúvatar, the One, created the Valar with his thought, and taught them music and singing. The Valar then sang together, and their harmonies created
That
the world.
art's so cool.
So singing in Middle-earth isn't just an enjoyable pastime, it literally created everything. So the epic song battle between Sauron and Finrod was a battle using the most ancient of magic. Backwards and forwards swayed their song, reeling and foundering as ever more strong. The chanting swelled, Felagund fought, and all the magic and the might he brought of eldenness into his words. Then the gloom gathered, darkness growing in Valinor, the red blood flowing. Thunder rumbles, the fires burn, and Finrod fell before the throne. King Felagund was a good songster, but Sauron was better and bested him. But neither Beren, Finrod, nor the 10 companions would reveal their true identities to Sauron. So he imprisoned them in a deep, dark pit and nightly...
So I know about this. I know about this. I know about what's about to happen. And it's pretty savage. Who would have thought? Sauron's a savage.
Sent a werewolf to kill and eat one of the companions. None of the companions gave up the identity of Beren and Finrod.
No
and
snitches around here, mate.
All eaten by the werewolves. Sauron then sent a werewolf for Beren, but Finrod broke out of his chains and defended Beren because of an oath he made to Beren's father, Barahir. Did I mention Sauron also killed Beren's father? Finrod killed the werewolf with his hand.
Why did he laugh? What an evil bastard. Notice how the guy narrating this just subtly. Listen.
Of his chains and defended Beren because of an oath he made to Beren's father, Barahir. Did I mention Sauron also killed Beren's father? Finrod killed the werewolf with his hands and teeth, but died in the process, leaving Beren alone. Meanwhile, the love of Beren's life, Luthien, an elf...
I mean, I don't blame him, if you know what I mean.
elf and daughter of the king Doriath, had gotten wind of Beren's capture. She rode a great wolfhound called Huan, who had actually been born in Valinor, and previously belonged to the god of the hunt, Arun. Because Huan had left Valinor, this meant that he could be killed, but not until he had fought the mightiest wolf that ever walked.
Oh.
After Luthien and Huan arrived at the Isle of Werewolves, Luthien started singing. Beren heard her and also started singing. Sauron heard them both but did not sing. Instead, he sent out werewolves to kill them. Fortunately for Luthien, Huan the wolfhound defeated them easily. Sauron then realized who he was dealing with and decided that if Huan could only die after fighting the mightiest werewolf, then he would transform into a werewolf and do the honors himself.
No.
There befell the battle of Huan and Wolf Sauron, and the howls and baying echoed in the hills. But no wizardry or spell, neither fang nor venom, nor devil's art, nor beast strength could overthrow Huan of Valinor, and he took his foe by the throat and pinned him down. In short, Sauron got his ass kicked. Sauron then started to shapeshift. He went from wolf to serpent to monster to his normal form, but Huan wouldn't let him go. Luthien then told Sauron to give her the mastery of the tower, or she would let Huan rip his spirit from his flesh, and send his quaking ghost back to Morgoth. Sauron decided to let her have the tower. Huan released him, and he immediately turned into a vampire and flew off, dripping blood from his throat onto the trees below.
Damn.
I really like this story, as it tells us some interesting details about
So
First Age
cool.
Sauron. This Sauron used targeted cruelty, song magic, and shapeshifting to get what he wanted, instead of brute force. And when he did resort to brute force in the form of the werewolf, it didn't work. In fact, this is one of the only times he personally used an overt display of force in battle until the last alliance of men and elves, when the ring was cut from his hand by Isildur. This essentially paints a picture of Sauron as a wily, patient, and cunning adversary, but also as a little bit of a coward.
Yeah.
At the end of the First Age, when the
I agree.
Valar returned and the western portion of Middle-earth was sunk into the sea, Morgoth was defeated, captured, and thrown into the void, never to return. Sauron, being the crafty shapeshifter that he was, made himself look beautiful again, knelt before the Herald of the Gods, and solemnly renounced any evil deeds. The Herald told him to return to Valinor, where he would be judged and sentenced by the Valar. Sauron was ashamed, and did not want to return to the land of the gods in humiliation. Also, the sentence from the Valar would likely be long servitude, whereas in Middle-earth, under Morgoth, he had held massive power. Because of this, once the Herald was gone, he decided to hide in Middle-earth until all the other gods had left. Well, that's all for today, folks. I hope you
Damn.
guys...
That was so good. Oh, let me know down below if you want to see part 2 of this. Sauron, Lord of the Rings, the Second Age explored. It's right there.
have enjoyed this video on Sauron.
So good.
There were many requests to cover more Tolkien.
I am going to subscribe to this guy because that was amazing. If you enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button. Look how easy it is. Let me hit that bell as well. Okay, it's already on. Sweet. Man, that was good. That was so good. The OG. That's what I said. The first ever rap battle. How does one even create such an evolved fictional world? I knew the movie was simplified, but you could teach a damn college course on the book. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. If you could do all the ages, that would be awesome. Then after you can do the historical points of all the races. Basically, more Lord of the Rings. Yeah, right. The runes on the helmet worn by the mouth of Sauron, when transliterated, say Laman Gurfuar. Lemon means voice in Godfuar, which is mentioned in the Silmarillion. Means dread abomination, another title by which Sauron was known. So he was known of the voice of dread and abomination, basically. Voice of the dread abomination. Jeez, sounds like something a UFC fighter would be called or something. Wow. How many wolves does it take to scare Sauron? One. Touche. Touche. And we will end it on an amazing dad joke. Be sure to like and subscribe. All it takes is one click. That's all it takes. Click. Take care. God bless. And have a great day. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. Really appreciate your time. Be sure to subscribe. We're on the road to 200 subscribers. And comment down below what games you want me to play or what videos you want me to react to. Thanks for being here. And don't forget, I stream daily on twitch.tv/OmarioRpg. Come say hello. Take care.